If you subscribe to my videos, you will have heard me talking about Urban Sketchers and also the Urban Sketchers Symposium for 2024. It was held in Buenos Aires, and I just got back. It was my first time going to the International Symposium. I've done chapter workshops in Toronto, which has a similar format. So there's workshops or there's sketchwalks, and I did the one in Chicago as well. So I kind of knew what to expect, but it was just, seeing people from all over, not just your own town, was amazing. And also the level of the instructors who aren't paid, they're volunteers. But I have paid before through like courses with Domestica or like 3 of the instructors that I had, I took courses with through Domestica. So it was really, really nice to meet them in person, and they were just so wonderful. And then I had another workshop with an artist who's based in Toulouse, France, and originally from Lyon. We had a great chat, and I knew a little bit of his work, but it was just really, really nice to meet someone else whose work is so inspirational. Doesn't mean I'm going to copy their style or that I was even working in their style during the workshops, but it was, inspirational, eye-opening, and just really nice to meet these people from all over the world, and then all the participants that were in the workshops, chatting to them. There's people from Switzerland that one of them I met, not during the symposium, but when I went to Colonia for the day. She was out sketching, and I asked her if she was an urban sketcher, and sure enough, she was. And, seeing friends from Chicago who I met this past summer, some of them were there, and also there was a group of us from Toronto, so we weren't, I didn't feel like I was alone. And if you wanted to be sketching with other people, you could. If you wanted to go on your own, you could. So it was just a really great experience, and I highly recommend it. Urban Sketchers is a group that was started by Gabriel Campanario and in Seattle. And it just brought together a community of people who work from sketching outdoors or indoors, but you finish the sketch and everything on site, in situ. You're not to move things around or anything like that. There's some leeway. I know some urban sketchers that, like myself, may do the ink sketching and then add color later. It depends. Like sometimes you just don't have, where you're sketching isn't the easiest place to be sitting or standing for very long. So, needs must. And sometimes trees are in the wrong position. So sometimes they get eliminated. But I'm just going to briefly talk about how it was set up. So this is the program. And Janine Carvera is the president now. She's Canadian but based in Bogota, Colombia. And, they're so great about finding sponsors because, like I said, this was all volunteer put together. Nobody's really paid. So they had sponsors like Han and Mula, which are great. Art supply company focusing on paper. They had it all laid out about, different information that you could use. This was the schedule. Registration opened on Wednesday. And by that, I mean, you couldn't just show up and expect to do the things. This was booked in advance. I registered when it opened in, I think it was March of this year. So it seemed so far off for so long, and I kept thinking I was going to have to cancel it for one reason or the other, including I was worried about my mom getting sick again, but then I got sick 10 days before I was supposed to go, and it was COVID, so I wasn't sure how that was going to affect me. I've never really tested positive for COVID. Sometimes the test can be faulty. I've been sick, but it looks like this may have been the first time I ever had it. So I really didn't know how I was going to react. And people can have symptoms for a really long time, even if they're not contagious. I didn't want to have the tiredness or any of that. So, I won't go too much into it, but I have a heart issue. So I was able to get Paxlovid that helped with some of the symptoms. And I think it did help. Like, I was in a lot of pain leading up to it, leading up to getting the medication. You have to take those pretty much soon after you start having symptoms. So anyways, enough about that. I got there, I did it, I'm back, and I enjoyed everything about it. So like I said, registration started. There was the art market open. They had sponsors with booths and everything, showing you what they had, samples and stuff like that. But also if you, needed something, a supply like fine liners or watercolor, you were in luck because there are booths for that. And I only brought one sketchbook. I don't know what I was thinking. And so I need another sketchbook, and so I bought one there, and it was Hanamila, which I've used before, and I really love it. So then the opening reception was in the evening. Next morning starts with the morning briefing, and that was just to tell you what was going to go on. That was 8:30 in the morning. So I got there because I just wanted to see how things were supposed to pan out. We all got on our back. I had the workshop pass. You can have sketchwalk pass, where you only do sketchwalks. But the workshop pass I had with Eleanor Dottie, Emma Serrano, Vincent Desplanches, and then a demo with Mara Godas. And it was kind of confusing some people, including myself, what order these were in. So that got straightened out in the morning briefing. And then you could choose from 2 different lectures. And then at 10:30, you either go to your workshop or you go on sketchwalk. And everyone met outside. There were signs with your instructor and the code, so you know where to gather. And then you're on your own around 1:30 to 2:30. Some of the workshops ran over, so that was kind of loose, including the demo that I had with Mara Godas, which I was perfectly fine with because I love her work. So that ran over, and I missed the sketchwalk, but I was pretty much tapped out by then. And then they have drink and draws in the first 2 evenings, and I didn't go to that one. I was just too tired, but I did go to the Friday night one. And so the day begins the same. Then people start entering works that they've worked on for the silent auction, and that's again to raise money for the organization. They're also selling raffle tickets, and I bought 5 of them. I didn't win because I never win, but that's okay because I didn't want to be bringing. I only brought one small suitcase for 2 weeks, and I really didn't want to be lugging it around because I was traveling to Uruguay a few days after the symposium ended, so I didn't want to be lugging supplies, and I have more than enough, as people will point out, who've watched this channel before. So Friday and then Saturday was the last day. same format. Then there's bidding for the silent auction pieces. And we also all met up for a family photo. So we were on the steps, and they had, sorry, that's a cold that I caught. They had a drone to take the family photo, because the way we were on the steps, there's so many of us, and also because the way the sun was coming in, it was just easier to have us on the stairs, and a drone. And then there was sketchwalk after that, but I just sort of made my way around where they were going to be, and sketched on my own for a while, and then some people joined me, and then one of them and I went for coffee to wait for the closing reception. And there was, food and drink at both receptions, which is really nice. And that was the end of it. And at the end, they announced next year's location for the symposium, which is in Poznan, Poland. So I have to decide if I can go to that. It's less than a year away, so August 20th, 23rd. So we'll see about that. And so these are the workshop instructors, and then the demos listed as well. So if you didn't get someone as an instructor, they might have been doing a demo, and so that's how I got Mauri Godas as well. And then the lectures in the mornings, and there were also activities that you could sign up with. I got to know the other Eileen. That's who I went for coffee with. And Merrick is from Toronto. So, and then more about the lectures. And then they had these maps for where everything was. We were at the Catholic University in one of their buildings for, that was our hub for all the days that we were there. Kraken Bar was where the drink and draw would be. Puente de la Mujer is this really funky bridge that can open and close, and a lot of sketches or workshops took place around there. Casa Rosada is the seat of government, and I never got to the Cafe La Puerto Rico. Did get to Cafe Tortoni, which is like one of those old cafes that it's not as elaborate as like the Vienna cafes, but it's sort of like that. So those are the key places. And then they had the sketchwalks. You could choose, I think, that was the morning sketchwalk, and that was the afternoon. And I never did get on one of them. But then I was doing workshops in the morning. So different places to meet up if you didn't want to be at the Kraken Bar. You got 20% off if you did go there, or the Cafe Martinez that was on the campus. And I took advantage of the Gray Line discount to do their hop on, hop off bus. And then they have a list of what you should do if you're in Buenos Aires. And so I did some of them. I didn't learn how to tango, but I did see it. We had, which will probably be in the video, at the closing reception, they had a demonstration of tango and music. Did get to the La Boca neighborhood. Did get some pretty neat cafes. Cafes and restaurants are just amazing. Did get to Recoleta Cemetery, and I did get to the antiques market, so that was fantastic. And then more you could listen to the music, QR code there, and then that's the different teams that they have for instructors and presenters, and then who's on the education committee board that arranged the symposiums. And then all of our sponsors. And they were all really great and generous. They gave a lot for the raffle. So many prizes. Like I said, I didn't win any of them, but that was good. And, the money that was raised from the raffle will go into different community projects and also into the next symposium. So that's a little bit of a wrap up, and I'll continue on with more from the workshop for you to look at. Be sure to check out, I'll include in the description links to Urban Sketchers, see if there's a chapter in your city, and then more information you can check out about the next symposium. But continue watching, because there'll be clips from the symposium itself.
this is watercolor here. So it was I realized I could paint with watercolor. So from that time watercolor and try markers too. Yeah, this is sketches and tries at the same time. This is watercolor. So and this is watercolor. I think I forgot them from now it's on watercolor, but it's not perfect as well. Workshop, so I this is during immersion workshop, so the style changed suddenly. I try to do like that. It's everything, and it's like caricature. And yesterday night I did it again, but in last time. And this morning I did this one. I come back to my own style. Yeah. I should see when I'm drawing the colors, it's not only lines. Some maybe add some more, I don't know, but no, it was that kind of color.
5, 4, 4. Shall we count down from 10? I mean, you know how my countdowns have worked, so 10-ish. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0!
Italia, Italia, es Italia. Italia. No, es baja leche, baja leche. Es Praga. Uy.
Because we like to make it more exciting, we'll only go halfway.
It was a pleasure to see you, how you had a very incredible team. So, congratulations. Oh.